Alright, today's project, I'm going to attempt to get into this power supply and replace this side fan. Remember on my combining two computers into one video, this is the power supply I pulled out of the old clear acrylic case that I'm no longer using. And the power supply still works, but this fan kind of shattered inside a few years back and never really did anything more with it. But yeah, that's lovely for the fan to explode like that. But yeah, bearings are wore out and stuff. So I got another fan here that I was going to use, and the trick is to get inside this thing where the 4 screws are. I'm just going to take this whole entire fan off, but you know, you can see the screws are screwed from the inside. So it looks like I can get in with taking these 4 screws out, but again, there may be some pressed sealed crimps that I'm looking at here on the side and all that. So I don't know, we'll try to get into it, and if I can, then yeah, I'll be replacing that fan so I can continue using this power supply. It is a Demon 480 watt, you know, smaller power supply, but you know, it still works, like I said, so I'll hold on to it. But I just gotta get this fan replaced, repaired, replaced, whatever. I'm just gonna replace it, probably throw this thing out once I get it off of there. So anyway, enough gabbing. We'll see if we can get into this thing, and we will swap it out. Okay, yeah, so that wasn't too bad, but yeah, I'm going to have to move that entire circuit board just to get to the fan screws. The top ones won't be too bad, but yeah, bottom ones are like right in the way of the transformer and capacitors and all that. And well, no big deal. I'll just move it and we'll get to those screws and get that old broken fan out. Alright, well, got it off, or out of the way. Man, they don't make it easy to get to some of those screws, that's for sure. So now I gotta just cut the wires because it's actually soldered to the circuit board here. So I think I've got one that's already cut, but if I don't, then well, I guess I'll just have to cut this one and splice it in line, and we'll reattach it. Alright, well, I don't have a fan that's got a cable spliced off it, so I'll just pick this one instead of the one that I had set out, because that one's got LED lights. This one does too, but it's tied in, but because there's only 2 wires and you know, it's a cheap power supply, I'd rather not put another LED fan in. I don't know how long this power supply is going to last anyway, so this is just a cheapo without lights, no big deal. So yep, I'll go ahead and splice this one out, and we'll crimp the new connection in, and we'll piece it back together. Alright, we're spliced. Now we're ready to crimp little small barrel connectors to it, and so it's got a good contact. Alright, went ahead and reattached the fan, and I'll be honest, I didn't get those screws down there at the motherboard because they're too difficult, and I don't want to damage this thing and break any solders or welds or anything. So it's on there with 2 screws basically, so I'm going to go ahead and finish crimping these wires in, and we'll button it back up. Alright, so we got the fan attached with a couple barrel connectors. Now we're ready to go ahead and get the circuit board reattached to the mounts and stuff, and we'll button it back up. Alright, circuit board's back in place. We're ready to put the cover back on. Yeah, actually I was looking at the fan and it's going to hit these new wires, so I just went ahead and tucked it underneath the I guess those are heat sinks or something, so, or brackets. Yeah, it looks like it's just mounting brackets for something. But anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and get the cover on now. Alright, it is back together. And unfortunately, of course, I don't have a computer to pop this in to test it, because all my computers are, they all work, and that's where it came out of, or came out of the clear acrylic case, which is now dismantled, so I really have no way to test it to make sure the fan works, but I know it does work because it worked before on a previous build that I had. So yeah, anyway, that was the main goal, was just getting the busted fan out, which, by the way, I was looking at my supplies. This is the one I just took out that's broke, and lo and behold, I have an identical model just like it that has not exploded, so I guess I have to be wary of that. But yeah, this is what I was going to use for the replacement, but again, there was only 2 wires. This one has 3, and I just didn't feel like splicing 2 together. Basically the yellow and red would have gone together, but yeah, I didn't want another one blowing up on me like this one did. You know, that one's a good solid wood without LEDs. So yep, so this is now garbage. Get that out of here. This one I'll just save for another build someday. Put it in my junk pile. So there you go, replacing a busted fan on a power supply for future use, I'll call it. So alright, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, adios.